Shall we start?
Yeah,
Yeah. So we have everyone. Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Shrikant. So I'm excited to kick off our presentation today. Let me bring up my screen. Yeah. Without any further delay, let's get started. So joining me are my team members. We have Nikhil, Harsha, Sudha, Sandhya, Bhavna, and Vivek. So before I delve into the today's topic, so let me provide you a quick walkthrough of what you can expect from today's presentation. So we'll begin by discussing about introduction to NIST cloud computing, followed by architecture, and we have some major actors involved in NIST cloud computing. So and we'll be discussing about their roles, what are their roles, and we'll be discussing about service deployment and management. And we have business use case analysis and technical use cases exploration and couple of deployment scenarios. Yeah, this is the major one. Yeah, conceptual reference model overview, and we'll see some real world scenarios. So as I mentioned earlier, we'll be seeing about the major actors involved in cloud computing. We have cloud consumer and provider and cloud deploy cloud deployment models, service orchestration, and finally we have cloud service management. Yeah. So I'll be walking you through the first few slides, and the rest will be covered by Sandhya. Yeah. Yeah. So let's talk about the introduction. So NIST stands for National Institute of Standards and Technology. So which is a leading institution setting up global standards, and it plays a major role in providing the foundational definition and reference architecture for better understanding of cloud computing. And yeah, so it has some architecture. So it follows some conceptual framework which helps us in better understanding of cloud computing, and it's not tied to specific vendors, so within the cloud computing domain. And yeah, so we have a couple of major actors which are involved in cloud computing. So they are cloud consumer, cloud provider, cloud auditor, broker, and final one is cloud carrier. So the cloud consumer, the term it says uses cloud services, and the cloud provider which offers cloud services, and we have cloud auditor independent, which is independent and which assesses cloud services. We have cloud broker which manages and enhances the cloud service delivery, and for the final one is cloud carrier which connects the consumers and providers. So we'll be seeing the detailed explanation in a minute. Yeah, so we have cloud consumer and provider. So the major role and responsibility of cloud consumer, which is the primary user of maintaining a business relationship and engaging in diverse usage scenarios. And the responsibility of cloud provider, it varies based on the service models. We have a couple of service models which are SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. So the responsibility varies depends on the service model which we are going to use in cloud computing. So I'll come to this in a minute. Uh, we, the other one is cloud auditor. So what we'll see what it says. So the cloud auditor conducts couple of assessments and ensures the regulatory compliance independently. And the cloud broker, which manages the performance and delivery of cloud services, offering services in aggregation and intermediation. And the cloud carrier plays a pivotal role as an intermediary, facilitating the connectivity and transport of cloud services. Yeah. So as I mentioned in the start, so the cloud, the NIST offers a framework, so which is segregated into three layers. So the first one is physical resource layer, the other one is resource abstraction layer, and the final one is control layer. Yeah. So to understand any business use case in cloud computing, so we must follow three elements. We must consider three elements. The first one is objective, followed by methodology, and the other one is impact on standards. So so consider this objective. So we should analyze business use cases, reveal and drives behind the agencies adopting cloud computing, and the methodology is business use cases such as the cloud first strategy provides insights into the integration of current systems with desired cloud implementations, and the impact on standards is which helps us to identify the critical requirements, including security and portability. So yeah, that's all I have. Over to you, Sandhya. Thank you. Let me
Thank you.
stop my share.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You can continue the same slides where we can walk through over it.
yeah.
So
Go on.
coming to it, yeah, there are some technical use cases similar to the which my uh, friend has mentioned. So apart from that, can you move to the next slide, Shrikant? So there are deployment scenarios which uses a matrix approach. So firstly, analyzing the deployment scenarios of the cloud computing. On a high level scenario, firstly identifying the deployment ranging from single cloud service to the operating multiple cloud services. Utilizing the matrix approach, it has categorized the deployment case based on trust boundaries and the centralization. So for the best example for deployment case is the deployment in terms of centralized like private and public clouds and distributed, naming federal and hybrid clouds. So firstly, exploring the technical requirements and standards that requires each deployment case. So the common technical requirements would be all the scenarios emphasizing the significance and shaping all the cloud standards. So moving to the next slide. So the image on the right hand side depicts about the cloud computing architecture model. So as mentioned by Shrikant that NIST, the main objective of NIST is to illustrate and understand the key objective of cloud computing services being offered. And the key players would be consumers, providers, auditors, brokers, and the carriers. So moving forward, this picture depicts the interaction uh, between the actors in the cloud computing model. So let's take about the real world examples scenarios. The one is smart health records. So basically, a clinic uses a cloud computing service, software as a service. So to manage the patient data and record it and delivery and maintaining the its efficiency. So when coming to the online store efficiency, there's an e-commerce platform where employees a cloud broker brings a streamlined process that conducts a relation between the cloud provider and the cloud consumer. And coming to the banking security audit, where a financial institution hires an auditor to check on the timely process for the accessing the cloud services being done. So in this above three examples where the outcome would be straight about the practical synergy of the cloud actors making the use of cloud system more tangible. So cloud consumer and cloud provider roles. As mentioned, cloud consumer activities mainly focusing on exploring what are the various kinds of cloud services being offered and what it is suitable for their business requirements first, and then set the agreements between the provider and the consumer, and then use it into different applications based upon the scenarios being required. And the cloud provider activities would be deploying the services to the cloud consumer and orchestrate the operations, which will help the business to go operate smoothly, and then manage the cloud, and then ensuring the security and monitoring its robust security measures. So, in a nutshell, concluding that consumers explore, contract, and use services, and providers deploy, orchestrate, manage, and ensure the security. So the cloud deployment models are of four types. One is public cloud, but the name itself, public cloud, mentions that it is available for the public over a public network owned by an organization selling cloud services, serves a diverse pool of clients. Private cloud, it is only operated by a single cloud consumer organization, managed by an organization or a third party vendor. So coming to the community cloud, so it serves a group of cloud consumers with shared concerns, and the hybrid cloud model. It is a composition of one or two more clouds, such as like public or private clouds, based upon the requirement of their business. Service orchestration, as we spoke about this because about the cloud provider has a service section called a service orchestration. So it defines a composition of a system for cloud service provisioning involving arrangement, coordination, and the managementing of resources. And this model has three different layers spoken as service layer, resource abstraction and control layer, and physical resource layer. So the cloud service management has as a business support, the customer management, contract management, inventory management. So in this, we are managing the accounting and billing, reporting and auditing, pricing and rating according to the requirements of the uh, business. And provisioning and configuration, rapid provisioning, resource changing, monitoring and reporting. So portability and interoperability supports the data and services of the business or the client service, enables communication between or among multiple clouds, and the security. The cross-cutting aspect spanning all the layers of the reference model. So can we go for the next? So this total sums up about the cloud computing reference architecture, the architectural components, and the cloud computing use cases, which we have been through the slides overall for now. Thank you.
We are we are done, right?